Hello, welcome back to day 12 of 30 Days Building Challenge with me, Lucy. How's everyone doing today? I am going to fix my own problems today, right here by this pumpkin thing. I have a massive problem that I caused myself, and that is, this. You guys ever get that? You finish a project and you never touch the landscape around it? What is this? What am I doing here? Why did I leave it like this? There's not a door in here. We're not going to be fixing this build though. We're going to be fixing specifically this wall because I was looking at it, okay guys? And I feel, with the exclusion of this hill being right in the way, I feel like this hill, it's got potential, to have another portal inside of it because this is a large flat area for us to work with and we could create a really funky looking entrance. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit of space to work with here and shave down a lot of this hill, and then we're gonna another portal up here. It felt really big when I was building it, but now that I see it like this, I actually feel like we should go up to maybe that height, which is kind of crazy to think about, but I'm gonna have to make this portal a little bit bigger. I am gonna go in with a lighter purple around the border, so it's not quite as harsh as just having the obsidian by itself there. Oh, it's kind of touching the pumpkin, but I think we can use that to our advantage. So the original concept for the large pumpkin over here, for the giant rather pumpkin, was that the magic from the tower, the alchemist tower, has sort of gone a little bit wild and started affecting things in this area. And that might be why we have a giant nether portal also, and maybe why we may have some giant flowers on it. Let's go in with our first giant flower, and I think over here, slightly sticking out is going to be good. I'm going to create some petals out of resin blocks over here. And let's bring in some stairs for a little bit of roundness to the flower. This is probably going to be our biggest one right here. I'm gonna bring in some leaves for the vines that are connecting the flowers. And it's not gonna look like much just now, but once we have a bunch of these, really gonna get a good image of this thing being overgrown with giant magical plants, and I love it. Oh wow, okay, we are definitely getting somewhere now. This is starting to look a little bit more like the image I have in my head, but still a couple problems. Indeed, it might be a little bit too close to the pumpkin, and then we have a lot of visual weight here because there's so many flowers, especially the bigger flowers sort of stacked on this side here. So we want to bring that weight down a little bit to the side here to make it more balanced. I think a good way to do that would be maybe some sort of a vine almost as getting onto this nether portal. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it like log colored, brown colored with like logs as the stalk, or if I want to go for full green, but something here to really grab your attention and bring this visual weight down. I think it's going to look really good. Another problem is that, of course, I can see through the nether portal and I can see all the grass and stone here on the other side, which doesn't look great. And also another issue we have here is that, quite frankly, it looks a little bit silly. I'm going too fast to see. It looks a little bit silly from the side here, how it's not connected, it's sticking out, a little bit silly. So I'm going to dig this out, get rid of all this grass on this side, replace it with something a little bit nicer looking, and then we can also make that join up the actual portal at the top. One of my favorite things about these flowers is honestly just how fast you break them. It's so satisfying. They're insta mines with no tools, but here we have a little bit more flowers here and a little kind of vine looking thing, a stem of some sort coming up the side of the portal, which does balance it out a lot better in terms of weight on this side and this side. But I'm still having this awkward feeling that the pumpkin, and it's raining, the pumpkin blocking a lot of the view on the side just feels a little bit cramped. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm gonna fight fire with fire. I think a couple of tall trees, maybe spruce trees because they're easy to grow tall and I don't want to build a custom tree, are gonna sort this right out. And also, if we just change up this path to not be grass and instead something pottery as well, I think that's gonna look really, really, really good. Oh, it's complete, guys. It's complete, and I am so happy with it. Take a look at this little magical space. It is just full of this wilderness, of this magic. Okay, I've said magic many times now, but you know what I mean? It just feels slightly enchanted, and that's exactly the feeling I was going for. I love the way this looks. We got our big giant portal. We have these really huge overgrown flowers on it. The oranges and the purples, they contrast beautifully, but then the green sort of ties them all together. And I just don't know. I think it looks absolutely delightful. And these big spruce trees, fantastic. I mean, okay, they're a little bit awkward shaped because, I had to trim some leaves. But I think they look really good. And I actually think a couple custom spruce trees here at some point when I have the energy for that are gonna go amazing here. It's taken the pumpkin from feeling like it's intruding onto the portal to making it look like this is, I don't know, a cozy little forest nook. I don't know. That's probably a weird way of saying it, but I hope you guys get what I mean. Like a clearing in a forest, maybe. Oh, that's a lovely idea, isn't it? And I think the browns here really, really tie this area together as well. I think my next couple steps, if I were to work on this more, would be to cover up more of this wall with the trees as well. And so the only thing you can see when you stand here is a little bit of the magic tower and the pumpkin and of course the portal. So I am delighted. Let's just take one more look at it before I wrap up here for today. I love it so much. Let me know what you guys think. Is this kind of cringe looking? It's a little bit, right? It's like over the top flower power, but also is it kind of magical? I would say yes. I would say yes. And hey, I wear a flower crown, so I can get away with things like this, right? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.